Hey everyone, how's it going? Rich here from Bear Maximum and Collector Cartel. Got something a bit different for you today. I've wanted to get my customers on here to kind of chat about collecting. And when the opportunity for this particular story came up, it seemed like one that could not be missed, because I know that there's already people interested in this one. As a collector of comic books, it's the idea of owning a grail, as it was, like one of the big, huge first appearance books, is something that everyone aspires to. You know, the fact that some people own them is amazing. And there's a lot of hard saving and trading to get to those points, without doubt. But the absolute dream is to stumble upon one. And when something like that happens, I think it's a great sort of story to tell. I'm excited for you to hear all about it. And I'm going to invite in my guest, who's going to tell us a lot more about it today, is Lee Francis. So, hey Lee, how's it going?
I'm doing well, Rich. How are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, really good. Super excited to talk to you, and super excited to be able to tell your story, because this isn't something that should just pass people by in the community. You know, the worldwide comic community probably needs to hear this amazing story. So I'm going to hand over to you. I'll just let you chat about what's happened and walk us through. And got some pictures we can show, which is kind of exciting. We've had a bit of a chat already about where you are, but just to give a bit of context, a couple of weeks ago, I received a message in my Facebook Messenger, which is how Lee and I have chatted before, and contained within that message was information about a book that I have wanted to know more about and put through Bear Maximum and see for my entire comic book collecting life. So tell us all about it, Lee.
Yeah, no problem. So probably about 3.5 weeks ago, I had a phone call from a gentleman who I work with personally. He does house clearing, and he gave me a call in regards to a ammo box that he found on the floor. Now, this ammo box was quite a fair size, but it'd been locked. And my friend went into his house, and this gentleman was a big collector. There was coins and stamps and a load more of other things there. What we have come to find out now is that the gentleman actually was one of the first people that worked on the very first colour TVs. Yeah, so they pulled out old screen TVs with what they described as little mini Tesla machines on each side with wires going into it. He was a very collective person. Every nook and cranny had little drawers with electrical things and everything else in it. So they pulled out all these bits and bobs, and then a friend of the person that I know found this ammo box and just went, "Let's burn it. It looks like a little bit of good burning material." So he was like, "Hang on, let's have a little look." So we opened it up. It's nuts. I don't know how many times he's done this, but now, believe me, he's not going to be doing it anymore in the future. So they've unscrewed this box and open it up, and standing downwards, so the spine was facing up, with no bag and balls, was this whole collection of comics. I pulled out a couple first, and they happened to be Fantastic Four 8 and 9. So I knew that there was some age in there. So I thought, right, okay, I'll pick up a couple more. So I literally just picked up a little stack of books and just moved them out of the ammo case. And the third book that I found in there was Tales of Suspense 39. So I kind of knew that this collection, when you pull out a Tales of Suspense 39 raw in a box, you're kind of going, oh, okay, something's going to happen here. So I automatically, now I deal in comics and a couple of £100 here and there, that's not a problem. But then all of a sudden you're kind of in this bracket up here somewhere when you find these books. So I gave a gentleman that we both know called Sunil a quick phone call. Sunil is he knows his books, he knows the older type of books, and everything else. He's a really good contact to know. So out of nowhere, Sunil actually gives me a video call. Now, I've never spoken to the gentleman, I've never seen him face to face, but you can imagine he kind of just went like this. Kind of went, just went 39, what's going on here? Piqued his interest. So he gave me a video call, and we literally done an unboxing there and there at work. The box got brought into me at work. I got put it into the works office. They unscrewed it, and like I said, I took a couple of books out, and then I started going through piles and piles of books. Mostly, a lot of it was DC, some Marvel, but they were all pence. What we come to find out is that nothing was over. It was all collected between 1960 to 1965. And gentlemen literally collected these books, put them in a box, screwed the lid down, and forgotten about them for however many decades, until probably about 3 weeks ago. So we're going through these piles, and I'm pulling out more fantastic books. I'm putting out some strange tales, nice condition books. Then I pulled out an ASM 3 and an ASM 4. I thought, yeah, they're really good books. First Sandman, First Stock Arc. I thought, okay, that's really, really great books. And as I'm talking to Sunil, I'm too busy getting carried away with, oh, look what I'm doing. I'm holding the phone down, and Sunil's looking at my face, and I'm doing this. And I pulled one book. I pulled one book apart, and it was Amazing Spider-Man #1. And I was just like, oh. Like, so I gently. It was like holding my child for the first time. I was just like, what's this? So I was just so happy to see that, because this is one of them books to me that, you see on the back wall somewhere, but they're costly and you don't ask to touch them and anything else. So it's kind of, they're good eye candy. And then as that happened, I made a joke with my friend a couple of days before this box came up. So there's a scene in a Tarantino film where they lift open a briefcase. Right? And I'm not joking. I made this joke to my friend, and I was just like, what if I open up the briefcase and this gold beam just goes all over my face? Oh, they're brilliant. It happened. It literally happened in front of me. And I'm holding the phone, and I pulled back ASM 1, which I thought was great enough, and there's an Amazing Fantasy 15. And the world stopped. Literally just the world stopped. And I didn't say anything, and all I can hear was Sunil on the other end of the phone just go, oof. Congratulations. Like, the wind went out of him, and then he went, congratulations, and I just walked off. I couldn't look at it because I didn't know if it was real. I knew it wasn't going to be. I knew it wasn't going to be one of these facsimile things because it's 1960 box. It was all in that condition as it was. So I walked back to it, gently opened it up, and complete, nothing missing, all there, page counted.
I've got a picture of it. Shall I?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Yeah, there it is. I mean, that is an absolute thing of beauty for any collector of any kind, because that cover, I think, if you collect anything, you'll know that that's one of the things. If you collect Pokemon cards and you've got one of the original 151s, for example, you know that that's special. Yeah, if you pull like a first edition Charizard or anything like that, then you know that you've got something, right? That's exactly what it is. So it falls in. It falls in the same realm as this. It's kind of there's 3 books in the world which are the big grails. We all know it's Action Comics, Batman, Spider-Man, and then this one. And just the iconic cover. It is what it is. The very first appearance of Spider-Man in a 10th copy, which someone we done census counts and everything else, and
Pence copies are a hell of a lot lower than what it is on the cent copies.
Yeah, of course.
In the world that's found. So yeah, there it is.
This is the first print. The first print of Amazing Fantasy, because the pence copies were made before the cents copies. So actually, it's the true original you've got.
Yeah, quite literally true original. And the what we kind of found out is that this little sticker that's on the front of it is actually 60, and underneath that is a 90. So so this was on sale. Think about it. So my ASM 15, the earliest ASMs that I had, and a couple of other ones, the Thor and the low keys, which I'll go into. They've all got sale stickers on the front of them.
Oh my word!
Yeah. So this gentleman, God bless him, he knew, for some weird reason, he knew what type of books were going to be them kind of caliber books. There wasn't anything junk in this box. I've got Tales of Astonishing Tales. I've got like loads of Ant-Man books. I've got just so much was in there, but obviously this is the one. Yeah. So yeah, it was a hell of a day, and still kind of doing that thing. Just because we don't see these things out as collectors, and even just as comic people who appreciate what these books are, you don't walk up to someone, or you don't think that someone's got an AS-15 in their collection, and if they do, they won't tell you. It's one of them things, and if they do, they will put it behind a case somewhere and only bring it out on special occasions just to dust it off and put it away, which I do not blame them at all.
This is the thing that you were saying before about having an AS1 in the shop, behind the counter. That's a big deal in itself.
Oh yeah, massively
above it, isn't it? This is. If I had one, I would be so precious about it.
Yeah, and it is that level of book. It's kind of. I've been bouncing around a couple of £100 worth of books, and I've got my collection. I'm happy with what I've got. I'm always on the hunt for looking, and it's the thrill of the chase kind of thing. But where do you go when you come across one of these? So I firmly believe that when these books are out in the world and they're in a raw form, they need to be seen. Right, I truly believe books like this, they're historic books. No one's going to have an opportunity to just go and hold an AS-15 like that in their hand. Giving it to bare maximum, letting you lot do what you do best, because I've submitted a book through before, ASM 50. It was a trash copy. But it got brought to life and CGC'd by yourselves, and it looks amazing. It really does. So it was kind of my idea that as soon as this book was ready to be sent out to someone, it was going to be put through you and your service, and we can all go on this journey together. Just find out exactly where this thing's going to turn out.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me and John along on this. So, I think when we set this up, originally probably about 18 months ago now, we always dreamt of having books like this. That was the dream. That's where we'd end up going to. And we've had an X-Men one. That was great, really fantastic. We talked before, I'd never seen that book before. So to have that in my hands was absolutely incredible. Yeah. It was a 0.5 copy. I wouldn't care as a collector. I'd be more than happy having a 0.5
in that book. It really doesn't matter. It's like you say, you're holding it. It's a physical copy of that book. So to actually have that run through your hands, I'd be happy as Larry to hold one of them and see that. So
incredible. So we'll show the pictures, because actually it's been to John at Comic Press already. Actually minutes before we jumped on the call, actually.
Quite literally.
given it some TLC, so we can show you like a before video and an after video, so you can kind of see the improvements that have been made. I mean, it was, I think anyone would say it was actually quite a nice car, considering it's 60 plus years old, 63 years old. Just now actually, because it was August the 1st, I think, wasn't it? It first came out, I think.
Yes, that's right.
Spiderman Day.
Bloody hell! So we're literally wow. Yeah. Okay, so we're almost hitting the anniversary date dead on.
Yeah, exactly.
But like you say, it's like literally before we come on, John sent the pictures over, and amazing. I mean, he managed to get that price sticker off, and the book in general, like you say, when you show the pictures and everything else, people will be able to see exactly where it was from. And like you say, it wasn't a bad copy anyway, but where it is now, I just can't wait. Yeah.
Right here, while we're talking about it, let's see if we can get it up. I know there's still loads of stuff to talk about here, because there's the rest of that collection as well, which is absolutely fantastic.
And I've got 2 books here.
I can't wait to see them. We can't tease people too much. I think this is the right video. Is this the one with the sticker on? Let me just check. Yeah, this is the original one. So this is how it was looking. That famous kind of Marvel chipping from 60s books, it's sort of inevitable unless it's been kept in like a airtight container or something like that. But,
well, you've got to remember that this book was standing upwards with the spine facing up and with the pages facing down, with no bag on board whatsoever. So for it to actually be in this type of condition anyway, I was so surprised. And then you can see that sticker that was over the original price. I mean, obviously a book
when you think this book was probably hanging around in the shop for quite a while before anyone actually picked it up. So it's been marked down. So it must have been around for a long time doing nothing, probably picked up and put down numerous times. And
it's to think an AF-15 gets marked down in price is just absolutely crazy to me.
I like looking in the old the Silver Age books, and they say in the back you can send off for an amazing Fantasy 15 for like 15 cents or something like that. I think go back and I'd get so many of them.
I'll be up copy after copy after copy after copy, and then that'd be me done. But
this is
so that came back from that.
Yeah, and here we go. This is the one that's been worked, and as you can see, like, it's lying really nice and flat there. All those edges are kind of been tidied up.
The shine and the gloss that's still attached on this front cover is just, it presents and looks so well, and especially now. I mean, you can that creasing and that kind of wave off of the page is completely gone. Now, I had a good conversation with John, and the attention that he spent and the time that he spent into this and the extra work that he put into this was absolutely stunning. And for it to come back like that as well, you cannot beat his work as far as I'm concerned at the moment. He really, really does know his stuff, and he worked in printing for a hell of a long time, and so he knows how inks work and how stuff works on paper. So to have that knowledge and then to go into doing the pressing and the cleaning and the service that you also do, the combined work that you two do, I'm always going to shout it on Facebook pages and wherever I go. If anyone wants a service done, it's for yourselves. Definitely.
Yeah, thanks, man. I mean, I use a lot of cleaning presses. Well, because I'm a collector first, and we talked about this earlier on. Like that's me, and I fell into bare maximum. That just kind of created itself. It's just trying something out, and got a few friends to join me to do it, and it kind of spiraled from there. But of all the cleaners and presses, there was something about John. Not just his work, which is, as you can see, we're just showing it off how good it is. But him as a person was someone that I wanted to work with, and I felt that I could trust them. with sending a book like Amazing Fantasy 15 or, ASM 1 or Fantastic Four 1, whatever it might be, that book's going to be looked after, and he's really good at not working books as well. I know that might sound like counterproductive, but like sometimes you just leave it alone, or you do a small amount of work, not what you do on, say, a modern or something like that, because you've got to give it the most integrity that it can have prior to get in front of a grader.
Well, it's just the fact that he took time out of his day to give me a personal call, to go through systematically what he believes the book would be good for. This is what I can do. This is what I'd suggest not to do. An honest time frame. Communication was completely clear, and then the excitement in his voice because of this book, what it is, and the work, and that he's going to work on one of these books. Again, it was just his excitement made me buzz again, and then it all kind of falls into place. So, and it kind of, and again, it kind of goes into the remit that I say, is that these books should be seen, touched by as many people as possible. Obviously, watch them with an eagle eye. You don't want them taking the pages off, but it's but yeah, I think John definitely knows his stuff, and I'm always going to be sending my stuff to him. Yes, that's it.
Fantastic.
End of.
Talking about seeing the book, you were telling me before we came on here that about your local comic book shop, and I thought this is a really great story, but like really encompasses what you're saying about people getting the opportunity to see these things. Yeah,
so I know my local comic shop very, very well.
Give him a shout out. Go on.
Yeah, go on. Comicbooks in Romford. Jason, hello mate, how you doing? I've known Jay for quite a few years. He has some marvelous books in back issues and everything else. But yeah, really good place to go. So I gave him a text. Now he's, as everyone's joke, I suppose, in the world is, I go in and go, hello mate, how you doing? He's gone, I still haven't got an AF-15. Now, he's got a facsimile one there behind the counter, and every time I walk in, he goes, I've got one, and I'm just like, don't be silly, that's not it. If it was it, you wouldn't be here for starters. You would close the doors, and then that'd be it. All the stock will be there, but you won't be there. It'll be funny. So I gave him a text, and I was just like, I'm going to come in and see you. I've got the book. And he's like, yeah, whatever. So I sent him a picture of me holding it like that with the old cheesy grin. And he's like, right, bring it in. So it was only he kind of knew that I was bringing it in. I walked into the shop, and the customers, there were quite a few customers in there. So I brought the collection back, and within that collection was Journey into Mystery, Thor, Journey in Mystery, Loki. I've got them here. Then there was First Doctor Strange, Tales of Suspense 39, all the first ones that he was after. So I pulled them out on the counter, and the shop stopped. Literally everybody bloody stopped. And I was just like, uh-oh, did I do something right here? I'm waiting for someone to take the book and then do a run. So I kind of put there was this father and son. Son had a Green Lantern t-shirt on. And you could tell they're kind of really into their comics. And the father kind of looked at me very quietly, and he's just like, can I touch the AF-15? So automatically, again, everyone should see and touch. I pulled it out of the bag and bought, and I just literally gave it to him in his hand, and his hands were like that, just like, well, he didn't know what to do. You know in Indiana Jones when he changes the sandbag for the statue like that, and it was one of them moments, right? So he's gone, look, can I take a picture of it with me and my son? And I was just like, yeah, no problem. So I got the phone, took a picture of him and his son, gave the phone back, and he gave me the book back, thank God. And he turned around and said that in his comic life, he never thought that he would hold an AF-15, but not only that, he just made a memory that he will never forget with his son. And that goes to prove that universal language of comics speaks to absolutely everyone and at any age. And we all have an appreciation, whether it just be an artist, whether it be a colorist, whether it be a certain era, golden age, silver, whatever it is. We all have a bond over certain comics, and to have that and to make that happen in their lives, just It was buzzing. So yeah, that's what these books should be. 100%. That's what these books should be.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen one. I said this before. I've never seen one. Obviously in pictures. I've got the facsimiles, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
But never had the opportunity to kind of hold one or even see one up close, sort of thing. So I really need to thank you for giving that opportunity. When it happens, I still haven't seen it properly yet, but you know, I intend to at least get my hands on it for a few seconds.
Make sure the one thing that you do with it, and honestly, I don't mind if you do, is read it. You will never get an opportunity to read an AF-15 from its pages in this rawest form. So I urge you to do so. Don't be sheepish around it. Just do it. These books need to be seen.
I don't know if I could. I'd have to get someone to like use surgical tongs and stuff like that to move it.
It's like a little stick in the page and just turn it over like that and just do it that way. I've had people hold the book like that or just don't want to take it out of the bag and board, and I completely understand. I really do. It's kind of it is one of the top 3 tier books in the world. But for me, it's a palpable thing. It's an actual thing. You can hold it. And I hate saying the same thing, but yeah, get out and read them if you can find them. And it doesn't matter even if it's not an AF-15, if it's just any book that you think that you might not ever get the chance to, and if someone lets you, take that opportunity to do so. It's there to do, and yeah, enjoy it. That's why I'm letting people do what they want to do with this book. It needs to be out there. So yeah, and then when it comes back from grading, it'll be locked away in the case forever.
Well, this is a good question then. So, and I'm sure people will be interested. Is what happens when it comes back? Is it something to lock away, or what do you think?
So there's another part of the story that's that I haven't mentioned either. Is that obviously the gentleman who found books in the first place, he didn't know what was there at all. And it isn't just because of the person I am. I just hope that everybody does this in the world, is that when you come across this type of thing, you should automatically let the person know who gave you the books exactly what you've found. Like, I could never do a runner with these books and be that type of person. So I ultimately called him up. We made a decision together of what we're going to do moving forward in regards to the books that works well for both of us. So it wasn't a case of I've got the books and then they're mine now. There is a secondary party involved, which I'm happy about. So we decided to send them off, use your service. I spoke to them about your service and they're like, yeah, go for it. So when it comes back, it's just going to be a case of finding out where obviously price points are, because even though we talk about print copies being the first true print copies, and then the CGC census, there's over like 4,000 cents, and I think there's less than 60 pence on the CGC census of this book. Like, the prices don't show that. And it's always the problem. Well, it's the age-old problem with the pence copies. Everybody knows it. We can have this discussion. It's been spoken about so many times before. Pence copies do not take the money of what cent copies do, which is fine by me, because at the end of the day, I've got a less census count AS-15 that I would do if I had a cent. So it's okay. I'm not too bad. So we are going to set it when it comes. We're not too sure, obviously, how we're going to get round to doing it, because it is such a big book. I'm used to just doing a couple of £100 on eBay or Facebook Marketplaces and all that. I am not putting this up on Facebook Marketplace at all.
I'll tell you this. Actually, when I first started collecting, and it's ingrained in my head, I remember seeing an ASM as an AF-15 7.5. I can't remember if it was cents or pence, and it was on. This must be 10 to 15 years ago now,
Yeah.
and it was like 35 grand, but a 7.5.
Bloody, I'm sorry, my name. Now. That's crazy to think that someone would put a 7.5 AF-15 on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Like, who's going to knock on your door and just go, yeah, I've got 30 grand cash, thanks very much, and just walks away? No one's going to do that. If anything, someone's going to turn up to your door with 5 grand and go, oh, that's all it's worth, because that's Facebook Marketplace for you. I've done that so many times. It's crazy. That place is a wild place to buy and sell. It's so bad. But then there's pages where there are really good communities, real good communities, where you can learn a lot from other people. I've got a friend called Daniel Betts. He's if it wasn't for him, I actually wouldn't be in the comic thing. Quick look thing, I only started doing this just before lockdown. I've been doing this for less than 6 years. And I remember collecting books when I was younger. I had a local comic book shop where I lived, and it's still there. I don't know how. It's still there. But my first comics that I used to collect when I was about 15, 16 was a comic called Dreadstar, done by Jim Starlin. I think it's Clips Comics, Marvel Clips. And I just love Jim Starlin's work. I always have done Marvel Illustrated, all stuff like that. And I had a load of the books, and then obviously, as you do when you grow older, you kind of get rid of stuff and yada yada. So it wasn't until 2020, just before lockdown, or just before the world stopped, should I say, that I started getting into comics. And yeah, if it wasn't for Dan, then I wouldn't have this wealth of knowledge that I know now. And then people like Sunil, and then you get to meet other people who you buy and sell from, and then people like yourself and John, who you constantly learn from. So that's the beauty of this whole journey that we will take, and to the point of where we are now.
Yeah, I mean, I have this conversation with you all the time. Sometimes the UK comic community isn't a good place. Sometimes it's absolutely wonderful, and you know, when you find the right people, you kind of latch onto those, and you kind of build that nice sense of community and friendship. And you know, you make these friendships through just interacting. So many people, hundreds of people that I've spoken to over the years, but I haven't met hardly any of them. Like, this is about as close as it ever gets. Yeah,
that's the crazy thing. Is that obviously it's like Facebook friends, right? You can have a million Facebook friends, but really you only know 2 or 3 of them in real life. But we're lucky within the community is that you may have 1,000 people that you know on Facebook through comics, but predominantly a lot of them people will help you. If you talk to them, and they will help you. Yes, there are idiots. We know that. We all deal with people who think that a 0.5 is going to be the price of a 9.8. They're misgrading or whatever it is. But yeah, there are people like that. But the people that you know and the people that you find and the wealth of knowledge that you can have at your fingertips is amazing. So without people like that and like yourself, I wouldn't be able to put myself in a position where I am, where I'm sending off an AF-15 to get graded. It's just nuts. So the next journey is to find out where this thing comes back from, like how it comes back graded. Really, the exciting bit. That's what I'm calling.
I'm going to be checking CGC like every day, sort of thing. As soon as it's on, like, next.
It's the one thing that I like is so I'll shout your YouTube videos. They're amazing, and the showing of the grades of the books as well. And I'm kind of just like that nail biting, looking at every single one that you kind of do like that. Goes, what have we got now? And I'm like, yeah, they've got that. It's so good. So yeah, if anyone wants to, I'd strongly suggest watching the Bare Maximum videos. They are awesome to watch.
Thanks, man. Thanks. And what we need to see now is the other stuff, because I know that there's some absolute gold that it's still there and you're selling and stuff. So
Yeah, so a few of them obviously have gone now. I couldn't hold on to a lot of these books just because of what they are. And again, the people in the community that I know now were literally just like, oh my God, you got this, you got that. Can I have pictures, yada yada. So there was a Tales of Suspense 39, which had unfortunately a rip from the staple end going into the out page, but it wasn't completely detached. It was just a half page rip, which still didn't deplete the book that bad. And the person who's got it, and we think that CGC will still be kind to it in some kind of ways. And some of the other books I'm still holding here, so I'll just show you. So I've got a Strange Tales 110. As we all know, first Doctor Strange, but not on cover, weirdly. But,
weirdly.
Yeah, weirdly. You know, let's introduce a character, but don't have them on the cover. That's great. Yeah, that really does look like a condition of the ASM1 came out. So when the ASM1 pictures come, obviously I'll get them sent to you. You're going to get them and everything else, and we can have a little look.
Definitely.
We've got ASM4, which is First Sandman. I did have a number 3 of Doc Ock, but that's obviously gone to a good friend.
Cool.
Again, these price stickers that were... I'm on the right end? Yes. The price stickers were put on. We're very lucky that it's old glue, so it's kind of not attached itself to the book that well, so it's come off quite easily.
That's excellent.
My friend who got the first Doc Ock, the second he got it home, he just went and took the sticker off. And I'm like,
what?
Oh my God! And he sent me the pictures, and he was just like before and after. I was like, oh my God, you're so brave. And then I went to
my heart's pumping just listening to you say that.
So I sent him a text and I was just like, right, I'm going to do that to the AF15. And the panic text I got off of him straight away was hilarious. Just like, don't do it. I was just like, I'm not going to, don't worry. And then these two, which I really love, and I really like them just because they're the same colour as each other in covers. They're only a couple of issues away from each other, and they're just really, really good first appearances. And that is,
not
first four and first.
They're okay, I guess.
Yeah, they're all pence. So everything again that I'm showing you are pence copies, so they're really cool.
The colours even from here look absolutely stunning.
They really do. I mean, it's so bright on the colours. The spine's pretty straight. There's no, like, you'd think there'd be a lot of foxing on these covers considering they were back and board and the way that they were just dashed. But like you say, the colours that are still bright on the books, the whole lot of it. And I had the whole run of that set of books. Like literally the whole run of second Thor, third Thor, second and third Loki, first Odin, and the artwork and just the condition. And this one's not really a massive, like, it is a big book, but it's a Journey into Mystery 89. Anything like that's good. But it's just the condition of, you probably won't see it that well, but just there's no tick. There's nothing amazing coming on that cover, and it's just so beautiful. So, there's a lot of books that I pulled out of there that are just first edition, first appearances. And the gentleman who had these books, it feels like to me he knew that this era of books in between 60 and 65, there's a lot more other books, but he must have knew that somewhere in there, these were going to be worth a couple of quid somewhere in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it's the dawn of the Silver Age, isn't it? That time frame. So he just seems to have like picked the perfect time to pick up those books. Maybe he had some foresight or whatever it might be, but
whatever it was. A time maybe one of his little inventions was a time traveling machine, and he went to the forward and then came back again. Yeah, it's just absolutely nuts in regards to this collection. It's as much as we've had this conversation where you're honoured to have this book go through services and such like that. I am honoured to be a custodian of these books whilst they're going through my hands. These are books that I will never see. I will never have a chance to touch raw. And I would never have the balls to ask someone if I can see an AF-15.
Yeah.
So to just have this journey, to have them going through me, to let them go to other people, to let them be pressed and clean, to go through your service, through the journey, then for it to come back, and then whatever the journey takes in the next step. I am honoured to be doing that. And it is a custodial thing, and yeah.
Oh, actually, then, okay. So this leads nicely into my next question: is there anything you're going to keep?
Yes. There is. I've worked out something with my friend who we had the books from, and I am keeping ASM1. ASM1 is going to be. That's my. As much as an AF-15 is the book, for me to actually know that I'm going to be having that as my own personal book is mind-blowing. And it's something to look at. I repetitively kept looking at the cover because the cover's fantastic, right? When you've got an AF-15, all you want to do is just look at it. It's kind of, wow, look at this and how it presents. It is a really, really good copy. Obviously, with the collection and how it was stored, there was a little nick at the back page, which unfortunately might hurt it through grading. But at the end of the day, it's an ASM1.
Yeah. Well, that's it. And go on, sorry.
No, go on.
I was just thinking, like, I see pages of Amazing Fantasy 15 go for hundreds of pounds, and just owning a page of history like that. It might not even have Spiderman on it. It might just be even one of the additional stories that were part of, that kind of set together. Even they're worth masses.
When I was doing my research, and you can't just do research on eBay for an AF-15, by the way. That just does not happen. There are people who have the AF-15s listed on it, and I'm like, you do understand the fees are going to completely rip you apart on that book. Don't do that. But the people are selling pages for hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And I'm like, how do you get to that process of just having an AF-15? Now, it might have been a damaged cover or whatever, but then you have to take a knife to the centre, slice it down perfectly, and then submit that to CGC. Someone in their life has took a knife to an AF-15.
Yeah. Wow.
Do that.
Don't say it out loud again. I don't like it.
No. It boggles my brain that someone would go along and do something like that to a bit of history. It doesn't matter how bad the cover is. It doesn't matter if it's a 0.5 or if there is no page. Keep it whole. Keep it as and let people enjoy it. If that is the case, then keep it as a raw form and let people enjoy the actual book for all it is.
Yeah, excellent stuff. Right, I'm going to show this off again because this is just a picture now. This is the after John's had a go at it and made it look as nice and shiny as. But again, those colours. I've seen this reprinted multiple times. I've seen it in artwork, and the colours are pretty bang on. They're really, really in there in terms of the ink and stuff. And just looking at it as a whole book, I know there's a little bit of bits here and there that aren't quite perfect, but that is an outstanding copy.
It's like I say, I mean, there are going to be nicks out of it for back then, the paper quality and again the way that the book was stored, but to see them colours like that, like there's no colour fading or rub, like the way that again, like the books were pushed together like that. in an ammo case, so there wasn't any room for movement on the books themselves when the case was being moved around. So the colours, like that red and the blue on that, is amazing, and it is going to present so well for the grade that we hope it's going to get. But it's going to be amazing. It really is.
Yeah. It is. It really is an amazing fantasy. There you go.
It really is an amazing fantasy, man. Someone had to say it. Someone had to put it in there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all right. I'll forgive you.
Cool. Well, Lee, what I'd love to do, if it's cool with you, is that at some point this is going to come back from CGC. We're hoping, 8 to 10 weeks or something, we will have this back and we'll be able to tell a great story again about this wonderful book. I'm sure people want to see the results. So if it's cool with you, maybe we can do a follow-up of this and
more than happy to. More than happy to. Again, like I say, it's part of the journey, and I want to bring as many people in for the journey as possible. And even if it just means your viewers get to have a look at something that they can actually see the process and see how this kind of, not just this book and what it is, but any book that they want to send in to yourselves to do the work that you lot do. I'll always shout that again. And please, give me a little head up when it's here. Of course you will. But let me know when it's there, and I'm more than happy to do another catch-up video on it, buddy. Yeah, definitely. It needs the attention. Yeah.
I look forward to it. Well, thanks, Lee. I really appreciate you taking the time and letting us show the book off. And got fingers crossed for an outstanding result for you.
Yeah, man, me too. Yeah, thanks very much for having me, Stu, and I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to speaking to you again.
Excellent stuff. Thanks, man. Bye.
Awesome. Cheers, man. Appreciate it.